Hello, welcome to Life Clarifications with Natasha. I'm here to help you be your better self. I'm a psychic medium who is enjoying being the one who brings just insight to life. And actually, if you're around me, people always say, "Boy, Natasha, you're just full of love." And you always give these emotional hugs. And, people always enjoy when I give them love. Now, I want you to know that I'm married, happily married. So this love is just love of being the divine one. And, it's one of those things that I love to give support and, even a little tough love. Like today in my day job, I was one of those things that I actually had to put a kid in timeout, and I probably shouldn't. It was in the elementary school system, but yet I did. And I stood there and I said, "What did you do? Did you do something that you shouldn't have?" And he said, "Hmm, hmm, hmm, hmm." I said, "You shouldn't have done that, right? So what did you do? You hit people, right?" And it's one of those things that, hi, Mike, and hi from on Instagram. So I'm live here on YouTube, uh, Facebook, and Instagram and Twitter. So if you're on Twitter with me, please go to my YouTube channel, Natasha Venter, and and share wherever you're at. Please support because I'd like to be here for you. And the more that I see that you guys are enjoying the show, the more that I can bring it to you. So with that I just wanted to let you know that I'm here for you guys doing the wanting to help you do as I am a personal life awareness coach. My necklace is causing problems here. I am a personal awareness life coach. I also am an animal communicator and I do love to communicate with the universe of love here. So with that, and I'm having problems with things not wanting to sit right. So I apologize here. Technology problems, not necessarily technology problems, but just technology in general, trying to make things, feel better, you know, things not crooked, things not here nor there. Okay, so I flubbled it and now I'm moving forward. So with that we're all in this moment of doing things. And today I wanted to talk about something that was very delicate because I've heard of many people going through this scenario. And I know for me that I've gone through some of this challenges myself. And so I can kind of talk about this um, uh, in the realities of life, right? That when we're going forward, right now we have Mercury in retrograde, we have a lot of planets in retrograde, and we're having uh and some of them are in Aquarius, some of them in air signs, which is about it, the mind thinking too much. Some of them are about in the water signs, which is about emotions. Some of them are in the fire signs, which means that if it's in the fire signs, that it's giving, and there's air giving the fire. Well, when fire gets air, right, it just takes off. And so what is our anger, what did our emotions get taken off with? There's this dance that's going forward right now, and we're all being pushed. We're all being pushed. And I don't know how many people walked around my job today just saying, "I'm just done. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with that. I'm done with this. I'm done with that." And, we all feel like we're done with something. We're done with something in our emotions. We're done with this. And I've heard of a couple people who have actually thought about committing suicide because they're done. And I want people to know that, what we're going through right now, and what we're digging up, and what we're digging up about ourselves, and what emotions are stirring in us, that if we reach out to someone who can help you. And I know that's where I like to do my life coaching and my personal awareness, is because I can see past lives. I can see a lot of the story behind things. And I've had people who sat across from me in video or in real or on the phone and say, "Natasha, your insights brought everything to my world. Actually, I was at a expo this last weekend, and I gave somebody a hint about even just muscle testing to make decisions, right? She said, "You changed my whole world. You changed my whole world. You gave me insights." And I said, "What sign are you?" And she says, "Virgo." I said, "Oh, yes. Being a Virgo, if you are able to make decisions, that can change how you negotiate in your world." So finding the pieces to your puzzle can give you that insight for your next days. Because the fact that, what we're doing right now is there's so much that is going on in our world, so much that is so negative, that if we're able to have the awakening of the purpose why things are going on, then we're not wanting to end it because we see, oh, if I don't worry about what my parents thought about me and I just worry about loving myself, then we can move forward. And that's why if you look on my in my s- social media, and if you go to my website, Natasha Venter Angelic Clarifications, that if you go to those places, you'll find that I have mantras for the week. And I'm starting these mantras of the week, and I should have started the not shoulda, couldas, but I could have had the opportunity to start them earlier because I feel like with all these planets going to Mercury and going into retrograde, that we're all being triggered. That if we had something to keep our mind busy, and this mantra for this week is, I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. And if you say that, I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. That if you say it 3 times in a row, you can say it. I say those things when my mind is talking negatively. I interrupt it with that. When my brain has nothing really to concentrate on, I fill in with that. When I'm doing something that is a challenge, I use it then. I use those mantras whenever the opportunity pops up because of the fact that we're all going through something. So if we say the words, I trust and I believe in myself, I trust and I believe in myself, I trust and I believe in myself, it comes down further and deeper into us. And there's a part of us that starts believing it the more we say it through the day. And if we can say that whenever we're breathing, I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. If you breathe with it, and I'll start another mantra at the beginning of next week because each mantra has something to do with what's going on in the world right now. And I figured that this one was the one that, because how do we trust in this world? We don't. But if we trust ourselves, we trust what we're doing. And if we believe in ourselves, many times we can get through what's going on. And instead of thinking of the words, I don't want to be here, I want to die, I can't take this anymore, what's going on? I have a mantra that says, I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe myself. So then that gives me a chance to not necessarily get developed into the realities of wanting to go away, that I actually have something that moves. Instead of the wheel going backwards, the wheel is actually moving forward, right? And as we believe in the magic of the world, and if we believe in things happening, because of the fact that when I see things that are happening in the bigger picture, then we end up being able to heal a lot of things that are going on. And that's the thing is that right now too, that we just got done with a new moon. So what are we going to plan for this next little bit? And I can tell you that our job right now, our emotional, physically, spiritual job right now is here to think about, how do I negotiate my future? How do I negotiate where I'm going to go? And I can tell you that right now we have a lot of fear around us. We have a lot of fear that life isn't going to get any better. We have a lot of fear around us that we're not doing our better job. We have a lot of fear around us that is making us struggle, right? But the thing is, though, if we are able to negotiate through what we're going through now, the planets are going to change. Things are going to change around us. Next minute, we're going to find out some other truth. And then we end up having something that does us better, right? We have something that helps us move forward. So when we're going forward and doing our thing, that it's one of those dances of how can we negotiate what we're doing. I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. So even though a new mantra comes in, keep using the old ones because the old mantras are something that is for our greater good. And there's going to be a way that I'm going to try to negotiate keeping the old mantras up, just because it's one of those things I got to figure out how to do that on Facebook and Instagram and these places where they're at. But I can do it on my web. I know I can definitely do it on my website. So I'm going to do it on my website as a place to go, right? So that when we're going forward, you can always look there for old mantras. And I can do the logistics of adding that on a page or something like that, so that you can go to mantras used or something that is like that, so that you can always go back to those old mantras, right? Because they're not old, they're actually really relevant. I use mantras like that all the time because, like, let's say if I have a cold that is trying to tag me, or I have the sniffles, or I have something like that, a lot of people go, oh, I'm feeling terrible, oh, I'm feeling sick, oh, ugh, I say, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy. Oh, look, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy. I'm grateful, nose, for you telling me that I need to breathe a little deeper. Thank you. Throat, you're wanting to lose my voice, but here I am. I have a voice that wants to speak kindly. I have a voice that wants to speak with discernment. I have a voice that wants to speak. So I'm going to ask my voice to speak, but I'm learning the lessons of how I'm misspeaking. I'm learning the lessons of how to be. But please, voice, throat chakra, I'm free from having to go, I'm free from having to go through certain scenarios. So with that using language I'm free from instead of I don't have is a good way to speak. I'm free from it. I am free from my reality that is deeming me negatively, right? So going forward in our life, that when we use these mantras, because I know that a lot of us are dealing with these really hard emotions, these really negative emotions. And like I said, some of us are even thinking about, committing suicide, not wanting to be here. I've heard from a couple friends that they were having a very big health problem, like the flu or COVID or something that was coming up, and they just felt so miserable, and they're basically, their floor was taken out from underneath them anyways because they were so stressed, and they just thought they were done because they were sick. My love aches for them. My love aches for you when you're going through that. But you notice how I said my heart doesn't ache for you, because my heart is my heart, but my love aches for you because I have divine love for everyone. I have love because you're human. I have love because you are another one who is trying to do better for your life. I have love for you because you're a beautiful, magical thing that was created because you're deemed to be in this somewhat rocky, doomed life, even though it's not doomed, right? Because it's magical, but it's our perspective that helps us to go that way. So, in other words, my heart is mine, but my love is shared. My love is shared. And, it took a little while for my husband to understand what kind of love I have for everyone. And he even says, Natasha, you just have this divine, you have this love that you have for everyone. And I just don't understand love in that way. I said, that's okay, because that's my job right now. That's my calling. That's my spirit talking. That's my love talking that is spirited, right? So when we're moving forward and going forward, that many times this magic that we're in, we have to have that perspective, because we're on these emotions that are getting triggered right now are helping us to create a more spiritual life. I'm not talking about religious. Very much not talking about religion. I'm talking about spiritual. And that spirituality is love. That spirituality is breathing. That spirituality is seeing that even though today is a little bit cloudy and mad and not as sunshiny, but yet the magic is that we haven't had rain for several weeks, and this little bit of rain is helping bring life back. Now there's a part of me in the humanness that is saying, "Oh, it's October and in the Northwest here that if we end up getting some rain, that hi Sue on Instagram, that we don't always get, it doesn't always stop, so we can have months of rain." And that's the only thing that I'm kind of sad about is that I enjoyed summer. I enjoyed being able to wear tank tops, and I enjoy and just dresses and that kind of stuff, instead of wearing layers and layers and layers of warmer clothes to stay dry and wet and warm, right? So going through our life and moving through our life, that no matter where we're at and what we're doing, these emotions are being triggered. And I'm going to use the word triggered because they are. They're being triggered to help and support us in becoming an enlightened person and an enlightened, a lighter minded person. But many times we have to go through the drudgeries, the scenarios of the, I don't want to call them negativities, but we can perceive them as negative things that are happening. But like we were talking at my job today about how, kids today don't know how to deal with anger management. Well, for me, my kids did basically learn how to deal with a little bit of anger management, because I would tell them it's okay to be angry. Go scream and yell in a pillow and then come back and talk to me. But don't scream and yell at me. I didn't do what you made your day bad. But go scream and yell in your pillow. Go scream and yell at a stuffed animal. Go scream and yell at something. Yet at the same time, come back and talk to me. Be with me. I want to hear what's going on with you. But I cannot listen when you're screaming and yelling at me. It's not kind. That's not being kind to me. And so with that when we're going through life and managing our life, there's a lot of us that don't necessarily tell others how to negotiate their emotions. And so we never learned, right? And so we take emotions as negative, but they're not. But how do we negotiate them? How do we be with them? Because I can tell you that the one day, and this is, I had a friend of mine who told me a story about a coworker who was in dilemma right now. And hi there, Lete. I hope I said your name right. Thank you for coming. I'm Natasha Venter, a psychic medium who does their show regularly, and I'm grateful you're here. That when we're going through what we're going through, that those times is when things come up. And I'll get to your messages here in a few minutes. I want to get through this thought, please. So when we're going through those emotions, that's when we're willing to be open to our life spiritually, when we're open up to our life to know that we're not alone, right? That we can have help. And there's this one time when my oh, let me go back. I almost scrolled here. I was starting to read something, and this is what I want to do is I want to get done with this thought. That this friend of mine who was communicating about how that when she was at her wit's end, that she was in the hospital room and she heard three knocks, knock, knock, knock on her door, got up when she could to look, and nobody was there. And then this friend of mine said that when she was at her wit's end, at her root's end, she also heard three knocks, knock, knock, knock. Well, that is spirit talking to us, saying, we're here, but you have to be willing to open the door for us. You have to be willing to be here with us, right? Now, I can say that I had a scenario. My husband is now 10 years sober. He's been in 10 years of sobriety. But before that, he had a really hard time one time when we were down at his parents' house, and he was screaming and yelling at me, drunk. And it was very embarrassing because it was in the middle of the night, and we were walking through his parents' house, which was not a big house, and he was screaming at me. So I went into the garage and I sat in the dark because I didn't want to have anything going on. And when I went in there, I to when I went in there, that I ended up sitting down and I felt angel wings around me. Now, somebody might feel somebody hugging them, but me and my intuitiveness, I was able uh, to feel those wings around me, and uh, uh, and I'm sorry, healing, but please do not do this on my page, and I would appreciate it if you don't call on to people here. Thank you. Uh, uh, no, 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 no. Stop. Sorry about this. There we go. I was trying to do something here. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. So going forward in our life and managing our life, that there's this thing that does not allow us to be in this problem. And so sorry, I had something that distracted me and I wanted to get that taken care of. I wanted to block somebody who is watching. So going forward in our life and managing our life happens around us, but then that's when we get help. And so that it's one of those things that moving forward, that when we are struggling, when we're going forward and we're in this dilemma, right, that we do end up having help, but we're not open to it. So if you are in the end of your wits and you're feeling like you want to commit suicide, or you don't know where to go from here, call upon something that is greater than you. Even if you struggle with that belief, you don't have to believe in anybody, but believe in light and love. Believe in going forward. Because there's this dance of who we are, and managing what we're doing, that it's not something that is easy, that it's almost impossible to do this alone. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment here to read comments, because I kind of gotta, and I'm trying to use a little bit of time here where I do read comments and then I make statements, right? So, Mike, thank you very much for being here, and I love what you that you're here too. And then Marshall, hi, I want to. What kind of a reading do you do? Please, do you play cards? Thank you. I'm taking time out of your day for this, sending love and light, peace, happiness, joy, laughter, and good health. So I do pretty much any kind of reading that you want, in the sense of, I am a psychic medium. So I can, like, I love that one of my dear friends put the language of me, I'm a bridge between the dimensions and worlds. I love that, because the fact that I do walk from this world to other worlds. I can go into past lives. I can go into Akashic records. I can go into talking with angels. I talk with loved ones. I do mediumship. So with that I can do a lot. I do personal awareness. So I have helped a lot of people come out of shame and guilt, or a lot of the things that are truths of other people. I've helped a lot of people finding their own truth, because right now we are struggling with truths from other people that we've grown up with, people who have negotiating our lives, and we've struggled with life, and doing things like that. And so as we go forward, that's the kind of sessions I do. So if you go to my website, and if you watch a lot of my my videos on my YouTube page, Natasha Venter Angelic Clarifications, you can kind of see who I am. So I hope that helps out, Marshall. Thank you. And I hope I said your name right here. So I'm gonna delete that comment. So Veronica, thank you for being here too. I'm grateful for you in all that you are doing. You've enlightened me many times, and that's the thing is that I love doing sessions with conversations because of the fact that that it's thank you, Sue, very much for writing that down. I appreciate you writing that down for me. That when we're going forward and moving our life, that it is amazing how we can hi Lisa, that we can move into this dance of who we are, because emotions right now are so, I almost want to bring tears to my eyes. They're being, we're overwhelmed with emotions, and it's one of those things that I'm unique. That going forward is not necessarily the easiest dance, but what's coming to me right now, and I love how the universe talks to me, because they show me as I'm talking, they may show me images in my mind, right? Like in movies. And they're showing me a dance. So they want me to talk about the that is going on. So with that life is like a dance. Dancing is not always easy because sometimes we don't like the music that's being played, right? We don't like the job that we're doing. We don't like the people we're around. We don't like this. So that might be a song we don't like. Let's say if we like hip hop, it might be country, or it might be classical, right? So we don't like the music. We can't find the rhythm to it, right? We don't find the purpose of it. We don't find the okay to it. But if we find that we know that this song will pass, right? Because there, even in hip hop, if we like hip hop, there's some songs we don't like, but we know that that song's going to pass. So if we know that that emotion is going to pass, those people are going to pass, this job is going to pass, and we're going to find another song that we enjoy dancing to. Oh, I love this hip hop song, right? I love this moment of where we're at. I love this dance that we're doing right now, but I don't like the dance I was just in. So being patient with yourself, being patient with where they're at, being patient with what's going on. Sometimes if we can breathe, it's not just breathe. If we can breathe and know, and like I was saying, that I'm doing mantras a week, right? I'm doing mantras a week. And this week's mantra is I trust and I believe in myself. Because the fact that if we can trust and believe in that, this too shall pass. And that's the thing is that when we're at our wits' end, when we're in that dance of a song we don't like, in a moment that we don't like, the job that we're doing we don't like, the people we're around we don't like, that if we can be in that moment of understanding that I trust that it shall pass. I trust that I can get through this. I can trust that the universe of someone, even if we don't have a spiritual growth, we don't have a spiritual belief, right? That we move forward. And I can tell you that my spiritual belief is in a lot of different things. I believe in a lot of different things. I'm not stuck on one religion, Catholic or anything. I believe a lot in the Native American, the First Nation, what they have in working with Mother Earth. I believe in angels, not because of the Catholic religion or the other religions, because I know them. I know them from talking with me. I know them from them hugging me. I know them from seeing their love. I believe in Jesus and Mother Mary. I believe in Jesus because he's a man of love. He holds love. I believe in Mother Mary because she's mother to me. I lost my mother very young, and so I needed a mother. So Mother Mary comes up. And there was one time when I was getting in a really bad fight with my husband, right? Because he was drinking all those years. Like I said before, he's 10 years sober now. That, we were fighting, and I knew it was going to be a hard night to go to sleep. I called in Mother Mary to help me. I felt this on my cheek. I felt this loving hand on my cheek. 3 strokes, and I was out like a light. So when we trust in the greater, not attached to any religion, not attached to any belief system, but if we trust in love, love can get us through. And going through, when we're going through the depths, the trenches, the drenches, whatever you want to call it, of these emotions, scream and yell into a pillow, scream and yell into what we're going through, scream and yell into something, and then go and talk with someone if you can. And like I said, I'm here to support you in doing sessions, because the fact that when we're going through it, and I do these shows for free because I want somebody to have help, because you're not going crazy right now. You're really not. The planets are pushing us into doing things right now, that and believing in ourselves, that they're pushing us to believe in ourselves in the depths of things right now. And this Mercury in retrograde, and there's another planet that's in retrograde in Aquarius. And when planets are in Aquarius, oh my gosh, if you know any Aquarians and how they are, they struggle with doing things. And if you know an Aquarian, that if you burn a bridge, that bridge is burned, right? And it's hard to make friends with them again. So with that we don't want to burn ourselves away and end our life, because what are we going to do? We miss the opportunity for the next opportunity. And I can tell you that if I would have listened to that young girl who was 12 years old, sitting on my bed thinking, why do I have to be here? I'm bullied. I'm shy. I don't have any friends. I don't know what I'm going to do in my life. If I would have listened to her, would I be talking to you now? Would I be talking to you now? No. So you never know what your life is going to be until you start living it. And that's what that's what I'm hoping to pray, that whenever you come into this dance, see if it's a music that you like right now. And if it's not, change the radio station. In other words, change your perception. Change, if you're talking, if you got a coworker who is making life really hard for you, stop for a moment and go to the bathroom and get out of the energy. If you have a break, go to your car and sit in it and listen to some cool music. Change the environment. And another mantra I use, I'm asking for healing on this. Universe of divine love, please come and help me have healing on this. And I can tell you that I've used this many times in the dance of my world, that things have been going hard on me. I've actually had a fight with my husband going on, and I sat there. I'm grateful for this moment to teach me what I'm supposed to learn. And I'm asking for healing on this. Divine guidance, I'm asking for healing on this. And when I did that, I was able to shift something. And I can tell you that he didn't necessarily stop being angry, but he stopped being angry with me. And then soon after that, he was able to come down. And soon after that, he was able to come down after that. And I can tell you also, this is what's kind of tapping to me. I'm getting a knock on my noggin here about to say this, that many of us are struggling with emotions and that kind of thing. How many times have you in the last weeks shooken out your pillow or banged the energy out of your bed? How many times have you sat there on your bed and go and cleared the energy of your bed, or shook your pillow out to get the energy out of your bed? How many times has those things not necessarily, how many times have you shooken those out? Because I can tell you that when we're laying in our bed, when we're sitting in that same emotion that we left the night before, we fall back into that rabbit hole. And that's not going to do us any good, right? So shake the energy out. Get our different perspective for the next night. Because of the fact that no matter where we're at and what we're doing, life is happening around us. How many of us light candles safely to bring light into our world when we're feeling dark? So I can tell you that the angels and the loved ones on the other side do not want us to end our life, don't want us to struggle with life, don't want us to do these things. They want us to be in peace with ourselves. And this life is not letting us be in peace right now, right? It's making us struggle so we can become our better selves. And knowing that no matter how much we have scenarios that are deeming us as the negative bad person, we're not a negative bad person. Well, there are people out there that always are making us wrong, the narcissist, right? That, what are you doing wrong? What? Well, how many fingers are pointed back? I like to say that if somebody deems me wrong, well, like I had a conversation with someone today in the lunchroom, but at work, is I had a kid who said he called me dumb, and I talked to both of them. Are you dumb? No. Neither of you are dumb, because I can tell you that if you know how to jump rope and you don't, does that make you dumb? No. And if you know how to jump rope, but you don't know how to write a T, and you know how to write a T, does that make you dumb? They were in kindergarten, so I could say that. Does that make sense to you? So we all know something different. So who is dumb and who's stupid? Who is dealing with this? And I can tell you that a lot of our emotions right now are being triggered. Our anger, our frustration, our anxiety. Our anxiety is like off the charts, but a lot of us are empathics. We feel what other people are feeling. And so I want to ask the question, is this my fear and anxiety, or is this somebody else's? Because I can tell you that many of us are feeling other people's anxieties, and then it attaches to us, and then we have triple anxiety or quadruple, because it's almost like the I call spirit kind of like the river, the breath that's going through. Like spirit is coming around here, swishing around, touching me on my altars and that kind of stuff, my spiritual world here. That when spirituality is happening, that when we get into this, so turning on music that is really good. Now I know that there's somebody who told me that that they just lost their mother, and music is like fingers on a chalkboard. But that's where we can light a candle. That's where we can read a book. That's where we can do these other things, that have a conversation with a good friend. And if you don't have a good friend, then reach out. Reach out to somebody or something, right? Do something that can help you out. Okay, I'm going to take a little side note, I and right there's some comments that were made, and I want to catch up here. So Lisa, thank you very much for sharing. I really appreciate that. Hello from Monique. That's so me. Yes, we're all dealing with emotions. And Summer, thank you, Summer, for coming. Hello, I'm new, and I was wondering if I could please have a reading. Well, I do readings. You can go to angelicclarifications.com. At the end of this, here in a few minutes, actually, I'm going to pull some oracle cards for people, and I can do a small reading then. So with that there are going to be some readings at the end. I'm not going to be doing any personal readings right now. The energy is really out there, and I want to hold it to the cards. And if you really would like to have a reading, because right now a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff, that if you go to angelicclarifications.com, and if you look at the comments, Sue wonderfully put it in there for me, and it's on my page here. If you look at the page in front here, Natasha Venter at angelicclarifications.com. I can have a session with you, but please stick around and ask me to do an oracle card. And then Monique, I have been so emotionally overwhelmed today. I feel lost, and I can empathize with you. I can totally empathize with you, Monique. That is the energies that are out there right now. It's over the board today. I have fielded many. Um, Thank you very much, remembering my divinity. Thank you for doing that. That going forward and managing our life, that it is one of those things that, you know, why does Monique, if you are emotionally overwhelmed, have you done, have you taken vitamin B even? Have you drank enough water? Have you walked outside and saw something that, like a rose still blooming in the middle of almost October? Have you gone out and saw something that was simple? And that's the thing that I remember about is that when I do something that look at something that is simple, it reminds me that there is simplicity out there. Kind of like I use this stone here. Hi, Stacy. Um, I would love to pull a card for you, Stacy. So, like with this stone, right? That if you look, and those that will be on podcast later, that it is a stone that has many compartments, and it's a clear crystal and it's a ball. But if you look in it, it has like these different worlds. It has these magical different worlds. Well, if you think about that, that is our mind, right? That is our emotions. They're all incorporated in this ball, right? It's all in this moment of this dance. And if we can take our emotions, and if you notice that there's a little bit of light that's shining through, and we can bring some light in it, it would be a blessing, wouldn't it? So with that, find something to bring some light. And I can tell you that if we're emotionally overwhelmed, sitting and breathing for a few minutes. And like I was saying earlier, I'm doing mantras for the week. And so this week's mantra is I trust and I believe in myself. So if you're emotionally overwhelmed, take a seat, breathe a couple times, real simply. Breathe a couple times, real simply. And then I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. And so taking those moments, and if you're emotionally overwhelmed and we're on the roller coaster, we're on the treadmill, we're on the whatever it is in life, remember, excuse me, that it is about slowing down for a minute. It's about going forward in our life, right? So remember to breathe and trust and know that this too shall pass. Remember to shake out your pillow if you're having emotional dreams, right? Pound out your bed, get rid of those emotions. And remember that when we're going through those emotional dances, many a times, and we're feeling the drudgery, we're feeling the pain, we're at that wit's end, and I'm emotionally done, that is the time to reach up and ask for an angel to come and help you. That's the time to reach out and ask um, for uh, for the wisdom of life to come for you. I can tell you, Jesus and Mother Mary are very much there for you when you are going through life. Doesn't matter your religion. They are here for you because you're human. And that's the one thing that I love watching the movie The Shack or reading the book The Shack. And I do not have the title of, I don't know who the author is, and I apologize, but he's got 3 books and I've read them all. And I love his concepts. That, and one of the concept that he has in one of his books, that somebody was in the hospital and he was kind of in a coma and he went into the spiritual world, and that the guide took him into a part of his brain, and in part of his brain there was the weeds, and the other part was a nice beautiful garden. But the guide said, but if you look, if you didn't know that that patch was weeds and you saw that flower in the rest of your garden, would you think that it was a flower or would you think it was a weed? And he says, actually, that's a beautiful flower. So even the weeds of our mind have a purpose. Those hard emotions that we're going through have a purpose. And I love helping people. That's my life purpose, is to help people go through their emotions. See that there is a purpose for them. See that when we're in the depths of shame and guilt, that there's a reason for them to come forth so that we can do better. So may love be with you. May know that as we go through life and finding a purpose, that we're here to do our better. We're here to do our better. And emotions are part of that game. So I'm going to take the side here. Stacy, I would love to pull a card for you. So the cards I'm going to pull, and I'm going to, all I ask when I do, so on Instagram here, I will pull a card for you too. All you have to say is which card you want. And then all I ask when I call up your name for the card reading, or you tell me what card you want, what deck you want. I'm going to pull out a couple more decks here. And that you tell me what deck you want, and then you just hold intention. I don't need to know what you want. Even if it's just universe, tell me what I need to know, the card will come to you. So the first one is Wisdom of Avalon. And so that would be, there's just different cards there that that are here to be for you. So that's Wisdom of Avalon is one. These have been coming out to be one of my more gentle creatures is my other one. And they are just, they're just so kind. They're so loving. So gentle creatures is the other one. These are all oracle cards. I don't do Torah. And then there's the dragon cards. So those are my 3 decks that I'm going to pull out right now. Actually, the angels want to come out. The angels want to come out also. So angel, Wisdom of Avalon, gentle creatures. So please put out which card you would like, or the dragons. And the gentle creatures and the dragons, I do read. The Avalon one I could also do. Gentle creatures. Thank you, Veronica. So since Veronica spoke up on what deck she wanted, I'm going to do hers first. Stacy, if you would like to put out what deck you would like, I would love to do that for you, because I would love to help you there. Okay, so this is for Veronica. Hello again on Instagram. I'm pulling oracle cards right now to do a reading with the oracle cards. Oh, okay, Stacy, I'll do angels. You're next after Veronica. Okay, I'm putting in intentions. Okay, so Veronica, put out your intention here. What would you like? We're pretty attached, so I already know the question that you're asking here. The gentle creatures. There we go. You're more than welcome, Stacy. Okay, so Veronica, you get heard. Heard. Isn't that neat? I love this deck. So heard. So there's a little creature down. The other way, the other way, the other way. Heard. Okay. I don't know if you've gotten this one before. I think it's been out there before, though. So H, this will be after G. Heard. So Veronica, have you ever felt like no one hears you? Even when you sit perched up on a barrel waiting for the coming storm, will there be someone who has a moment to listen to your fears? Sometimes that is a small someone that you have not noticed until now. Sometimes it is someone taking the time to come out of their own shell to let you know they are there to hold space for you. Our friend has climbed up on a perch by using old tires. They have been calling for help into the wind only to hear their own voice blown away. So much sadness can only be contained by letting it go into the fierce gale to send those clouds scurrying across the sky. Fearing everything they cling to their seat, wondering why they even try. Then they hear it, the small, soft hello, friend of someone who cares. That is the moment when they understand, down to their very cellular level, that everything will be okay. When you feel unheard, remember that you do matter to someone. That person hears you. How can you be that quiet voice for someone else in your life? So as we go forward, I'll do that, the gentle things. I'll do that for you too, Paula. Thank you. So here it is. So if you don't want a card reading, but these cards all sit for you, because if it's pulled for one person, it's pulled for all. So Veronica, that's the thing, is sometimes you're there for a lot of other people, and yet you feel like sometimes people aren't there for you. But I want you to know that you do have many in your corner, and that's what's not so nice about how you're very welcome. That it's very nice that you are starting to get that mirrored effect at work now, that they're there for you as you are for them, and know that you are not lost. Okay, so Stacy, you wanted angels, and then it will be you, Paula. Stacy, you wanted the angel deck. So I have dragons, angel. Sorry, I clicked on something here. So, and then I have angel and the wisdom of Avalon. There we go. So angel. Okay, so this is for Stacy. So Stacy, I'm going to ask you to put out intentions. You'd like an angel card. Let it. Okay, I'll do that. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I am very dyslexic, and so reading for me is a struggle, and so I apologize, and I'm doing the best I can. Today is not a trigger day for me. So this is for you, Stacy. So put out your intention. For you. I love this, that I'm getting asked on Instagram. This is the first time. Paula, you're the first one that has asked on Instagram. Thank you. I've asked a prayer to be more seen today, and I'm just so grateful that I was answered. Okay, for Stacy. Angels, come and speak for her. I'm asking for one card for her. Okay, so as there was one card right here that kept coming to me. Okay, so this one is for you, Stacy, and I trust the ones I get. So Yvonne, you have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watching over you by angels. So with that I feel like that you do have a connection with animals. I want you to know that have you been having birds around you, Stacy? Have you been having a lot of animals interacting with you, like squirrels running in front of you, deer walking by you? Have you been having a lot of those interactions? Because I want you to know that's how as I had a little gnat come in front of me. So those little gnats can get a little buggy. So how am I getting distracted? How is things bugging me that I'm letting me bug? So that there again is how the universe was saying how things can interact with you, right? And so there again, I had a little message from the universe. So with that the angels want you to know that your animals are watched over you. If you've lost one lately, which I feel like you have in this last year, that your animals are taken care of too. And I want people to know that if you're losing animals right now, that we're going through kind of a big deal energetically right now. And so I always treat my animals like they're familiar. My familiar is like a Wiccan witch familiar. And sometimes there are our guides, there are angels, there are beings that are helping us. But sometimes we're going through a major shift of being who we are, and the old guide has to move out, just like we have guides that come and go energetically for us, that our animals sometimes need to come and go like them. And oh, it hurts to lose our animals. It hurts. I've had an animal who passed away on the same day my job ended. There again, it was time for me to step into a new knowing of myself, and my wonderful Maya couldn't go with me energetically. She didn't have it anymore. She was 12 years old and she just didn't have it in her anymore. And so with that there's that. So I am going to actually read. I have a feeling that there's something about this for you that I want to read for you. Okay, so your special bond with animals, your pets on earth and in heaven. Heaven are watched over by angels. Additional message. Animals respond to you in kind and gentle ways. You have a special understanding with them. You can relate to the innocence and trusting nature of the animals, and you feel the call to help them. I am one of your guardian angels, and I am here to tell you that the beautiful ripple effect that your relationship with these animals has created. Your love for animals has also forged a deep bond and appreciation with you and nature and the nature angels. So animals are our nature and angels, right? All the animals whom you have ever loved continue to be with you like guardian angels. Your love for them keeps these animals at your side forever. Your pets in heaven are happy, spiritually healthy, and play and are affectionate. Your pets on earth are surrounded by angels who bestow miracles upon you with them. In many ways, the animals act as angels for you and your loved ones. You are someone who truly appreciates the angelic qualities of animals. You are able to communicate wordlessly with them and wondrous creatures, and you are special bond with the animal kingdom is open new doors for you right now. So in other words, if you're in tune with animals, you're in tune with the universe. Okay, so I hope that helps you, Stacy, that you are taken care of. You do have, but I want you to start. If you have if you do have a animal that crosses your path, Google it. Okay, like let's say that when you're going through forward, that like if you have a crow that flies in front of you, Google spiritual meaning of crow. If you have a squirrel that runs in front of you, Google spiritual meaning of squirrel, so that you can move forward in our dance and that kind of thing. And they are doing your personal guides. I hope that helps out, Stacy. You're very welcome. So Paula, you said, I didn't realize you have Avalon cards. Intrigued. Pull whichever one is drawn to. Glad you found me. Jessica must have connected us. Yes. Thank you very much, Paula. Yes, I do have Wisdom of Avalon, so I can pull that deck. I love that deck, actually. It's very intriguing. I do a lot of my personal readings when I go to do a phone reading. I do pull the Wisdom of Avalon deck to bring forward the message of a more complete statement. Okay, so Paula, I think you were next, and then Latte, I will, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, and I apologize. I know I am. So, Paula, I'll do yours next, and then you're next. I'll do Angel. Okay. So Paula on Instagram, I'm doing this for you. So put an intention out there. Okay. This is for Paula. Oh, it's time has, woo. Okay. So I guess, I guess you're needing a reading, my dear. So actually you're getting two. Ooh, I knew the dragons were going to come out because I have dragon deck. So I knew the dragons were going to come out somehow, right? So those are the two, but you had a couple more that wanted to come out. So if you have a deck yourself, I would pull it because they really want to speak. Okay, so the wisdom of Avalon. So the Grail Knight came out first for you, and then the dragon came out for you, Paula. So the Grail Knight, romance, illusion, seeking the sacred, which is a 6, which is about home. And then the dragon is about power and strength, 24, which is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. So you got 6s. So I would look up the number 6. Also, what is the spiritual meaning of 6? I can't do that all here. Sorry, but so I'm going to read first the Grail Knight, which is number 6. So remember, if a card is not pulled for you, all cards are meant for someone. So there might be something that you can Liti. Oh, hi there. Okay. You should use star cards so I can see. Yeah. Thank you, Brad. Okay, so Grail Knight is romance, illusion, seeking the sacred. Romance and seeking of that which is sacred, such as mission of the Grail Knight. He represents the coming together of all the elements to form perfect life through a union of heaven and earth. Or he signifies romantic union between lover with lover. In the beginning of all relationships, there's a time when everything is perfect. One seeks out the discovery of love as in the treasures of the other, all the while holding up a mirror in which beauty and perfection is reflected. There is both truth and illusion. I can say that about starting a new job. I can say that about starting with a lover. I can say that working with a guide. I can say that with working with our emotions. I can say a lot of things that are going on. So this applies to not just romance, it applies to a lot of things. When the Grail Knight appears, he lets you know that your own beauty, perfection, and innermost desires may be reflected in the mirror that is held up by the lover of another. Indeed, love is in the air. Perhaps it is also time for you to fall in love with yourself. If you don't, you run the risk of attracting the same information from outside world or so you may attract whatever you are is what you're going to attract. Love attracts love. Be love, and you shall find love. A gentle warning. Light cannot exist without a shadow. You don't be fooled by the illusion of perfection. Be willing to see the shadow and ask for honesty. Then you can never be disappointed. This is a fortune omen. So in other words, you have blessings coming to you, but remember that it is worthy of looking at the shadows, because like underneath the table is a shadow, but yet there's good things underneath the table, right? You can have a wonderful foundation of legs that are holding up the table, right? But be willing to see what it is for what it is. Okay, and then you have the dragon, 24. The dragon, power and strength. The dragon comes to offer you its power and strength to protect and fortify you on this leg of your journey. Dragon symbolizes true power and reminds you that this fortunate source is not found within your personality or ego. True power resides deep within your soul. So call upon the dragon's spiritual power, strength, and you will find the vast resources to strengthen your resolve. Through mortality, integrity, and purpose, if you're struggling with these issues, dragon will restore them to you. Remember that the power of the spiritual world can never be broken, and true strength is found within, not in outside world. Never mistake the gentle man for a weak one. Watch the signal. The dragon also marks the next step clear, and it gives you the power to take it. So, as I always say, that powerfulness is not, it can get messed up. Ego can really damage us. But I also tell my ego to sit down, be part of my team, because I love ego. Ego is strong. Ego is great for moments, but then needs to sit back down. But I know that me being empowered, me coming from my core, that knowing of that I know my shit. I know it and I can do it. Right? So thank you. So I hope that was Paula, I hope that was a blessing to you. So now Litai, there we go. Litai, I guess I'd say it. I have love for you. I'm sorry. Okay, so you wanted, what did you want? Oh, you wanted angels. Okay, so I'm going to clear the deck for you. I'm going to put those cards back and that book back. Okay, so I'm going to the angel deck for you. So put out your intentions, please. If anybody else is looking for a card, please let. Woo! I guess you got that card. Oh, I love this one. These are simple thoughts, but yet they're very deep in meaning. So she got Adrena. I'm leading you toward the answer to your prayers. Please listen and follow the steps. I'm communicating you through intuition, thoughts, and dreams. And like I said about animals, animals are speaking very loud to us. I have had gnats flying in front of me and doing things. I'm a part of the fly community. I understand them. And so with that when they come, the gnat comes, it's like, okay, it wants to bug me. What's bugging me? How can I use the bugging to negotiate? So I just move it out of the way. So I don't get bugged. Oh, I'm so glad that was a very much of a blessing and a point in your journey, Paula. I'm so grateful. So I'm going to read this card for you. So, Adrena. Okay. So this is for Lite. Oops. Thank you very much for that. I put money in my cards just because it's blessing. Blessing, blessing, blessing. So it fell out. So maybe I'm going to receive money as money fell out. See, I love metaphors. I work with metaphors a lot. Okay. So, so that's an A. Sorry about that. Getting distracted. And I'm going to come back to center here. That. Okay. Nope, not the right one. One more over. Two more over. Not A. There we go. The first angel. So I am leading you toward the answer to your prayers. Please listen and follow the steps. I'm communicating through intuition, thoughts, and dreams. Additional message. We have heard your prayers, and we are glad that you asked us to help. As you may know, we can only help you if you request assistance. The way that we angels answer your prayers is by giving you guidance that will lead you to take the steps toward your higher self's will. Notice, so she says, notice repetitions, thoughts, and feelings, or vivid visions, dreams, or audio to messages. Sometimes when our ears ring, that that uh, that when our ears ring, sometimes I stop for a second. I go, "Oh, the universe is wanting to talk to me. What do you want to tell me?" And the first thought that comes through my mind, that's usually what's happening. Now I'm a little more connected because I trust a little bit differently than a lot of people. And hi, Stacy. Yes, I will get you a card here. That's how they start talking to us. So notice repetitious thoughts and feelings, or vivid visions, dreams, or authoritative messages. These are my loving messages, urging you to take action or take changes. I will make sure that you are safe while you follow this divine guidance. Together, we will work to co-create your answer prayers. So a lot of us are being shooken up. Our emotions are being shooken up, like I said earlier. And so a lot of times when we have that bird that flies by, that's part of the angels telling you, listen, listen, listen. And Google what kind of bird that was. Or if you have something that is happening, like if you have this instinct of, I need to call someone, I really need to call someone. And that thought keeps running through your head, right? Call that person. They might have a message for you. So every dot leads to the next step. Every stepping stone leads to the next step. Sometimes we can't step 5 steps forward. We have to go to the next step. And that's how the universe works, is step by step. If you've noticed this billboard, there's a one word out of that billboard that you notice. That's the universe talking to you. Let's say store. Oh, do I need to go to a store? You go to the store and there's someone that you meet at the store or you overhear a conversation that leads to another thing. And that conversation leads you to another thing. So it's one of those things that, hi, Carolyn, that it's amazing how we work forward in our life and doing our dance. Okay. So I hope that helped you. Lite, that this really blessings, because you have the angels' help. They're willing to help you. Okay, so Stacy, you wanted an angel card. Okay, so I'm going to clear this deck. Hi, Stacy. I hope your day was a blessing. I know the angels were really working with a lot of us because there was a lot of boiling energy out there. Whew, a lot of boiling energy. I guess that hurricane kind of came through us with all this energy. Because if it happens in one part of the world, it's going to happen in another, right? So, okay, there we go. So put out an intention of what you'd like the cards to have you. And Carolyn, I hope that you're doing better. And I hope that hug helped you a little bit on Saturday. I sure loved you. So I'm going to put the intentions out again here. So if you're looking for a reading for me, please go to angelicclarifications.com and you can schedule a session. If you want to know a little bit more about me, you can go to, I'm tapping into Stacy. You can go to my website or my, I guess you're getting that card. It kind of jumped out, didn't it? You can go to, love that man, that angel, you can go to my website, Angelic Clarifications, or you can go to my YouTube channel, which is Natasha Venter, Angelic Clarifications, and you can get a lot of videos. I have almost 300 videos. So Daniel, I work with Archangel Daniel. Actually, I worked with Archangel Gabriel when I was having so many troubles in my marriage. I worked with Archangel Gabriel to whisper in my ear, or whisper in my husband's ear, because Archangel Gabriel is an angel of communication, and he was having a lot of hard time communicating with himself and communicating with others. And so I had Archangel Gabriel talking with, and Daniel helped me. He's the angel of relationships. He's the angel of guidance. He wants to help you through what you're going through with the loss of your mom. So Daniel, I will read Daniel. I am the angel of marriage, and I am assisting you right now. So the marriage can be the marriage of relationships with loved ones. It doesn't have to be the marriage of black, white, purple. It could be the relationship of anything. The marriage that you have to your job, the marriage you have to Hawaii, the marriage you have to whatever. Okay, so Daniel. So apply this metaphor as the general word, please. When I'm talking about this, Daniel. Daniel, I am the angel of marriage, and I'm assisting you right now. Additional message. You have called upon God to help you in the area of marriage, and he sent me to you by your side. I am here to help you with fulfilling the relationships. God and I desire to answer your prayer without delay. The first area that I am helping you with is healing any past wounds related to marriage. In quiet moments, I ask you to be willing to release to me any pain associated with your parents. I ask that you breathe out any negative feelings you may have about marriage, which stem from the childhood experiences. Next, I put my hand upon your heart and ask you to breathe in and out deeply. I now ask that you be willing to release old pain, anger toward your first love. As you release these toxins from your heart, I next ask you to exhale old pain toward all of your past lovers. Allow me to clear your heart of old wounds so that you can enjoy a happy relationship rooted in the present. We must release the past to avoid reproducing old, painful experiences. I am here to free your heart so that you can fully love within blessings, a blissful relationship. So I hope that helps. So with I love Daniel. He has helped me with so many relationships, so many situations, so many places. And I want you to know that you're loved. So I'm grateful, Carolyn, that thank you. It really did. It was good to see you. It was a blessing to see you too. You are a dear one. And I do pray that the things are healing in your home. And I have asked the angels to surround your home with great love and wisdom so that you can be free from all that is going on. So ask Daniel to come in with your relationships to help clear the property, please, too. Okay? You're very welcome, Stacy. I do hope that helps. So blessings to you all. So remember to go to my social media here, and I'm going to be doing, so next Sunday night, Monday morning, I will be posting my mantra of the week. I do not know what the next one will be. Right now, I'm sitting in the energy of this week's mantra, which is I trust and I believe in myself. And you say it 3 times. I trust and I believe in myself. I trust, I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. So with that, then you notice my voice was changing. So each one coming down. So please use this every minute of the day if you need to. When you're in a stressful moment, when things are going on, like if we're at the work place and we're dealing with something that is rough, I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe in myself. I trust and I believe. So saying it over and over again. And please, wherever you're at, please like, share if you need to, follow. If you're on my website or if you're on my YouTube channel, please subscribe and click the like button. You will find these video or these podcast at Natasha Venter Life Clarifications. And also too, I am live Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 5 Pacific time. You can catch me on Mondays, The Dance of the Soul with Regan Forston, and on Wednesdays, you can catch me with Life Clarifications with Natasha. So I want you to know, please, as I finish out here, that as you're dealing with a lot of these emotions that are being triggered, remember to put yourself in a moment of breathing if you can. And know that this too shall pass. Like I said, sometimes it's like dancing with awful music that you do not like, but this song shall pass, right? And remember, if you're dealing with a lot of mental anguish right now, remember to shake out your pillow. Shake out your pillow because the pillow keeps the energies, right? Pound out your bed because your body and energies stay in your bed, and you don't want to go down that rabbit hole that you were in the night before, right? Because things hold energy. And remember to be kind, if you can, to yourself and others as we go through these energies. Blessings to you. Thank you all for watching the universe. Me having these numbers and these interactions actually showed me the universe is answering my prayers because I want to reach out to you to help you. So if you're looking for help on your day-to-day life, my sessions are on my website, Natasha Venter, AngelicClarifications.com. Blessings all, and have magic in your life, because if we change our perception, we change our world. Bye now.